Sugary beverages, the sweet trap. Let's talk about something that might be sitting in your fridge right now. Sugary drinks. Soda, sweetened teas, fruit punches, energy drinks. They're everywhere. They might seem like a harmless pick-me-up, especially on a hot day or when energy's low. But for someone managing diabetes, these drinks can be a serious problem. What happens when you drink them? The sugar rushes into your bloodstream like a tidal wave. Without enough insulin, or when your body isn't responding to insulin properly, which is exactly what happens in diabetes, this sugar doesn't get used up the way it should, so blood sugar levels shoot up fast, and that's when the trouble begins. And here's the kicker. These drinks don't offer anything good in return. They're called empty calories for a reason. No vitamins, no minerals, no fiber, just sugar. Drinking them regularly doesn't just mess with blood sugar levels. It adds to weight gain, increases insulin resistance, and piles on risks for complications like heart disease and nerve damage. Did you know that even fruit juices, especially the ones labeled 100% juice, can be surprisingly high in natural sugars? Sure, they sound healthier than soda, but they can still cause those blood sugar spikes. So the next time you're thirsty, think water, unsweetened iced tea, or even infused water with a few slices of cucumber or lemon. White bread and refined grains, fast track to a sugar spike. Now let's switch over to bread, pasta, and rice. Specifically, the white versions of these foods. They might be comfort food staples, but if you're working to manage diabetes, they come with a hidden cost. Refined grains have had the best parts stripped away during processing. We're talking about the bran and germ, where most of the fiber, vitamins, and minerals are. What's left behind? A fast-absorbing starch that turns to glucose almost immediately after hitting your digestive system. Think of it like this. Eating a slice of white bread is a lot like eating sugar straight up. That's how quickly it can raise your blood sugar. And if you're eating this regularly, your body has to keep working overtime to produce or respond to insulin. Over time, that pressure can really wear the system down. Ever looked at the nutrition label on store-bought white bread? It often has added sugar too, sometimes 1 to 3 grams per slice. Not huge at first glance, but it adds up quickly if bread is a daily thing. Here's a simple switch. Go for whole grain or sprouted bread. These versions break down more slowly, thanks to the fiber, and that means a more gradual rise in blood sugar, not the dramatic spike and crash roller coaster. Full-fat dairy products, the creamy culprit. Dairy is one of those food groups people don't often suspect, but here's the deal. Full-fat milk, cheese, and butter pack a good amount of saturated fat. For most people, a little now and then might not be a problem, but when diabetes is in the picture, saturated fats can really stir the pot. Saturated fat makes it harder for the body to respond to insulin. This adds to what's already a core issue in type 2 diabetes: insulin resistance. And that's not all. These fats can increase LDL, the bad cholesterol, which raises the risk for heart disease. Combine that with already elevated risks in diabetes, and it becomes a double whammy. So yes, cheese may taste amazing on toast or over a pasta dish, but regular consumption of full-fat dairy can contribute to belly fat, worsen inflammation, and heighten risks for things like heart attacks or strokes. Wondering what to do instead? Try low-fat or fat-free dairy options. They still provide calcium and protein, but without loading up on the unhealthy fats that can mess with insulin and cholesterol levels. And if you're lactose intolerant or exploring alternatives, unsweetened almond or oat milk can be a good pick too. Fried foods, a crispy risk. Who doesn't love something crispy and golden? Fried chicken, donuts, onion rings. It's easy to crave, but not so easy on the body if you're trying to keep diabetes in check. The problem isn't just that they're high in fat. It's the type of fat and how it's cooked. Fried foods are often deep fried in oils that are reused multiple times. This leads to the formation of harmful trans fats, which have been linked to inflammation, insulin resistance, and, you guessed it, heart disease. Another thing people don't always think about is how fried foods affect digestion. All that fat slows things down. The food sits in your stomach longer, which delays how sugar is absorbed into the bloodstream. It sounds like it would help avoid a spike, but instead, it makes blood sugar levels unpredictable, harder to manage, and more likely to swing up and down. And here's a question to think about. How often are fried foods part of a balanced meal? They're usually served with other carbs or sugary dips. That combo makes things even tougher on your blood sugar levels. A better alternative? Baking, grilling, air frying, methods that bring in flavor without the overload of unhealthy fat. Processed snacks, the sneaky saboteurs. Next up, chips, crackers, cookies, snack cakes, those things that are just so easy to reach for between meals or while watching TV. Unfortunately, processed snacks are a minefield for anyone managing diabetes. They're typically made with white flour, added sugars, and unhealthy oils. What do all those things have in common? They send your blood sugar soaring. They also don't fill you up properly, which means you're hungry again soon after, reaching for more food. And the cycle continues. And there's another layer to this. Many of these snacks are high in sodium, which raises blood pressure. This becomes a real concern because people with diabetes already face a higher risk of heart disease. So when blood pressure is up, the danger increases. Ask yourself this: how many times have you eaten chips or cookies and then still felt hungry afterward? That's because they don't nourish your body. There's little fiber or protein, which are the things that help you feel satisfied. Instead of processed snacks, try things like a handful of unsalted nuts, some sliced veggies with hummus, or a piece of fruit with a bit of nut butter. These give you real nutrients and won't mess with your blood sugar nearly as much. And the trouble doesn't stop at the ingredients list. Portion control is another hidden issue. It's easy to mindlessly munch through an entire bag of chips or a sleeve of cookies without realizing how much has actually been consumed. Many processed snacks are also engineered to be hyper-palatable, meaning they're designed to keep you coming back for more. That makes it harder to stop at just one serving. On top of that, the lack of nutrients means your body keeps signaling hunger, even after eating. Over time, this can lead to weight gain and increased insulin resistance, making blood sugar management even tougher. Sweetened breakfast cereals, morning misstep. Let's be honest, breakfast cereals are one of the most confusing food categories. They're often advertised as healthy, with the words like whole grain, fortified, and natural. But take a closer look at the ingredients, and sugar is often right near the top of the list. Sweetened cereals can contain multiple types of sugar: high fructose corn syrup, glucose syrup, sucrose, sometimes all in one box. These sugars digest quickly and hit the bloodstream fast, spiking your glucose early in the day. And the problem doesn't stop there. Many of these cereals are low in fiber and protein, which means you're likely to crash mid-morning, feeling hungry, tired, and maybe even irritable. That crash often leads to more snacking and more unstable blood sugar. So what's the fix? Opt for cereals with high fiber, low sugar, and a decent amount of protein. Better yet, consider steel-cut oats or a veggie-packed omelet. Those options provide slow, steady energy without the sugar rush. And let's not forget how serving sizes can be misleading. What looks like one bowlful on the front of the box might actually be 2 or even 3 servings based on the label. That means more sugar, more carbs, and more trouble, especially when blood sugar management is already a priority. Even the cereals labeled as low-fat or diet-friendly can still carry a surprising amount of hidden sugars. Plus, a lot of these cereals are brightly colored and shaped to appeal to kids, making them hard to resist, even for adults who grew up eating them. Pair them with flavored milk or add a spoonful of sugar, and suddenly breakfast turns into a sugar bomb. And starting the day with that kind of spike? It sets the tone for more cravings and less energy. Choosing smarter breakfast options can make a big difference in how steady energy feels throughout the day and how easy it becomes to stay on track. The truth is, managing diabetes isn't just about avoiding sugar. It's about making smarter choices all day long. Sugary drinks, white bread, full-fat dairy, fried foods, processed snacks, and sweetened cereals may be popular, but they work against the goal of stable blood sugar and overall health. The great news? Every single one of these foods has healthier alternatives. With a few thoughtful swaps, meals can still be delicious, satisfying, and, most importantly, supportive of long-term wellness. So here's a question. Which of these swaps are you going to try first? If this breakdown helped clarify your food choices, why not pass it along? Share it with a friend or family member who's managing diabetes. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more useful guides on living healthier every day.